Hi, welcome to Astrology for Gann Traders. My name is Olga. Now for today's presentation, still continuing with the W.D.Gann series, I want to present something called Intraday Planetary Price. I've had quite a few inquiries over the few years that I've been doing this, whether or not Gann astro techniques can be applied to intraday trading. And of course the answer is yes, and I'm going to show you something very special. We have to think about time, like the 24 hours is in essence the same as a year. What happens in one day is the same as happens in a year. And as the Bible says, one day for a year. It's a very interesting way to looking at things. So let's get started. For example, this is the Aussie dollar on a 15-minute chart. And basically what I have done here is plotted planetary lines on this chart. And you can see I've actually marked where the planets are according to these lines. And you can see how when a lot of them cluster together, it causes a boundary of resistance and support and sort of bounces between that fence, if you like. And this is where, using maybe some of your favorite indicators, you can see where this going to be resistance or support and help you with your buy and sell signals. Well, what are we doing? What we're doing on a daily basis is mimicking what Gann was doing, for example, in his May soybeans chart, where he's actually plotted, if you have a look at that line there, that's the longitude of Jupiter. That's that little symbol there is Jupiter. And then we can see the little symbol of Mars. And you can see that Mars. So basically when they formed, as actually an opposition, price started pulling away. So there's a reversal in there. So this is what we're doing, but we're applying the same concept to an intraday chart. So one day, in a day we have 1,440 minutes, which is 24 hours times 60 minutes. When you divide that circle, the whole day, which represents 360 by 24, we have 15. So each hour takes 15 degrees of ascension. That's astrological ascension. Okay, I like using the 15-minute charts because of the natural time connection. So 60 minutes divided by 15 is 4, and the total number of bars in 24 hours is 96. So that's just something to work with if you're interested in this sort of thing. So let's have a look at the Aussie again. Now, why, we have to ask ourselves why there's this particular area is causing so much in terms of resistance and support as well, but it's like a major boundary, okay? And also down here, if I went back in the past, it provided support. So what is it? Why? We have to look astrologically at the moment. On the 1st of July, which is today for me in Australia, but tomorrow most places, we have an eclipse, and that is at 9 degrees of Cancer. Okay, now have a look at this. Now I've taught you in a lot of these videos and also in my lessons to look at these major formations, and the easiest way is to see these squares from, we've got one to Saturn, one to Pluto, and one to Uranus. Now that grand square, it's a cardinal square because these are all cardinal signs, is called a grand cross, or it's a cross or a square, okay? And that's part of Gann's emblem. So what happens is when we know that they're forming this square, that's hard energy because they're all at 90 degrees separation, and that astrologically is difficult energy, okay? So imagine all of them coming together on that 90, which I'll show you what it looks like and why the 90-degree dial is so amazing. It's what I use all the time. Is you can see those planets all coming together because they're all on a harmonic of 90, or fourth harmonic, which is 90 degrees, so they all have to come together. And this is showing you hard energy, a clustering of energy, and price, because of this also, is finding it very difficult. There's a boundary there for it. Okay, so the more of that clustering you get, the more resistance and support you will have for price. Okay, so that's still on the Aussie. Now I'll show you this on the Euro. Same thing. You can see, if I had gone past, I just wanted to show you the last 2 days. You can see it's coming through here. Also, the other planets will play an important role too. This is actually Jupiter here, so the price actually bounced on Jupiter and again on Jupiter in the fourth harmonic, and it's gone up, and it's sort of finding resistance at that level where all the clustering planets are, support as well, and at the moment it's right here. I don't know if it's made it through at the moment, so but using it with one of your favorite indicators, I've just put the RSI on the bottom here. You can see the overbought and oversold signals, so if you can see them approaching some of this clustering, it sort of gives you a little bit more confidence of whether to sell or not. Okay, so let's have a look at the British pound. The same sort of thing here. I found support on these, that's Mars and Pluto, Mars and, on Pluto. Sorry, I haven't labelled all the planets on this one. I just do my own colours so I remember what they are. And you can see when it reached those clustering, that cardinal square there, that it found it very difficult to get through, and it's come down again. Now it's made a higher bottom to this one, and it's pushed through, but again it's sort of resting on Jupiter, and then it's gone up, and again it's met resistance to the clustering cardinal square, and then again it's pulled back. So you know, it's amazing to look at this, and it just gives you an edge when you're trading, and whatever other techniques you use. Again, if you use technical analysis, Gann analysis, or your favorite indicators, you can see how powerful using planetary price is with your trading. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Now the software I use for that presentation is Timing Solution, and the chart I used, the Gann chart, is from W.D.Gann. They've got some amazing charts of Gann that they're releasing new ones every day, so I recommend you have a look. And thank you for listening. And my website, if you haven't already seen it, is www.astrologyforganntraders.com.au. Thank you for listening.